Good morning. My name is Madhushri, and today I would like to talk about our Smart India Hackathon project, which is the Prashikshan app. So, Smart India Hackathon is ideally a hackathon which is organized by the Government of India along with other ministries, and problem statements are given on various domains. It is held every year, and in 2023, me along with my team participated in it, and we got shortlisted in the top 30 teams of our college. There were around 120 to 150 teams who had registered, and we got selected in the top 30 in the internal round. So, we decide there are various kinds of domains in Smart India Hackathon, like education, like health, like agriculture related domains, or judiciary. So, we chose the domain Smart Education, and we chose the problem statement of Government of Kerala. And the problem statement was um, to ideate a system to improve the education of improve the quality of education in rural areas. So this is the problem statement, and then me along, there were like 6 members, if I've mentioned. So we sat together and then discussed what could be the solution. So we came up with this Prashikshan web application. Web application particularly because student it was for the students in rural areas. So students in rural areas have limited access to hardware technologies, like PCs. So we thought it would be better if it is a mobile application for simple access, and we tried to keep the UI very minimalistic. um, so this was the web application, and it has majorly 4 to 5 important features. Now, the first one being video courses. So, a student is supposed to complete video courses. And then the second one is tests. So, tests are in the form of MCQ quizzes. So, as soon as a student completes video courses, he can give his test. And on the basis of test, we have generated reports on Power BI dashboard, student reports. So, wherein the student can see his marks and also compare his marks with other students of his class and understand where he lies or where he needs to improve. Then the fourth feature is interview chatbot, just chatbot, wherein the student can interact with a chatbot to solve his queries, or if he knows like where he's lagging, so he can ask questions to the chatbot. And the fifth feature is webcam interviews. So webcam interviews, camera enabled interviews of the student are taken, and to detect his confidence levels, so that the student is well prepared for interviews. Now, one thing that I have to mention is that over here we are targeting students who want to give interviews, as in the students who are in engineering and they want to prepare for placements and interviews. So, this is our target audience in this case. Um, in my team, there were two people worked on the front end, like Manish and Rohan worked on the front end, so they used React over there, and Manav worked in the back end. Um, he used tech stack, Node.js, React, Express.js, and MongoDB for databases. And Virag was the one who worked on machine learning. Um, so he used TensorFlow, Flask, Scikit-learn, and other OpenCV Python libraries for the two ML features that I have mentioned. And I was the one who created presentations, who presented it to the judges. And after that, we also ended up getting the idea patented. We are going through the process of idea getting patented. I did the presentation part, I did the design part. I created the design of the Prashikshan web application on Figma. So I worked with the color schemes, and what kind of emojis should be used, what should be the logo of Prashikshan app, our app. And there were so many pages that I made on Figma. And I worked on Power BI reports, the reports which are generated after the student gives the quiz. Um, Now I will explain how I actually implemented Power BI, because Figma. In Figma, I just looked at color coordination. I looked at what kind of icons can be used and how the user interface can be friendly. Um, and in presentations, I just created it on Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Microsoft PowerPoint 360 using AI also. And that was about the presentation. The presentation also looks really good. I will share that later. I'd also share the entire flow of our application, the database schema, and all of that. Now I'll explain how I integrated Power BI and how that particular feature is implemented. So when the student gives his quiz, his scores are generated, and in the database, I'm trying to take his scores and his name over here so that later on his score can be represented on Power BI in the form of pie charts or bar graphs and a list where his rank in the class is shown, and also the minimum score in the class is shown, the maximum score is shown, the average score is shown, so that it's easy for the student to know where he lies, also for the mentor to know how his teaching is. um, Also, there's other minor feature wherein the student can interact directly with the mentor if he is not able to solve his query from the chatbot. So for that, there's a button at the top. If he clicks that, he's redirected to WhatsApp, and there he can communicate with the mentor. Now in Power BI, I majorly used Power BI than any other data visualization tool because it is a business intelligence tool uh, which is developed by Microsoft, and it has a very user-friendly interface, and it is also compared to Tableau, it can be used for small-scale applications, and it is a bit cheap. So that is why we intended on using Power BI. Okay, so what I did is that I installed ODBC for MongoDB from the internet, which is Open Database Connectivity. It is a data source for MongoDB that I installed from the internet. Then what I did is that I went to the control panel, went to the system security, and I added the ODBC open source over there, ODBC for MongoDB over there, like just like how we add environment variables. Now, this was added so that the system is compatible with ODBC, the system is compatible with Power BI and MongoDB so that they are connected to each other. And then I go to Power BI, I go to add data. Now, in add data, there are various options because we can add data of different types. It could be CSV data, or it could be MySQL data, it could be Excel sheets. So my data was ODBC. I went to other options. I added ODBC data over there. Now this is the setup part. Now as soon as the setup is done, further after that the step is only to show data in the form of various data representation formats like pie charts. So that's what I did. This is how I implemented Power BI. And in MongoDB, there are 2 to 3 tables. First one is which stores email and password. Password is in encrypted format. Then the second one is which stores the student's information, which is again email, which is a common attribute. And then it has student scores and student's name. So all of that is there. And then I would like to explain each feature in detail, or like where we faced issues while solving this entire problem, this problem statement. Okay. Um, okay. So if I have to explain all the features, now I have explained my part, what I have done. Then I also know the entire flow of the project because I was the one who presented it to the judges. So in the first part, which is the video courses, we wanted to keep it simple. Like what makes our app unique is that there are so many features on a single platform, and such a platform till date doesn't exist. Take this from me. So the first one is just video courses for which we redirect the student to YouTube courses. But these YouTube courses are not like any other YouTube courses. They are by specific mentors, but we didn't want it on our app, so we redirected it to YouTube. But these are specific mentors who are authenticated and who want to connect to students. So this way we are also helping the mentors and students bridge a gap between them. So that is how the video courses part is integrated. And then speaking about the quizzes, uh, for quizzes code was written in as I said Mernstack, and uh, you can provide format to us in the form of questions and answers, JSON format, key value format. So for example, your company Ion wants to take a test on our platform, so you can provide us questions and answers. We can put a code over there, and then a test would be generated, so you can use our application also. So that's how the second feature was implemented. After that, quizzes is done. We get the scores, and then we get the scores displayed on Power BI dashboard. After which, there are two other major features of in which machine learning has been implemented, which is the chatbot and which is the video web camera interview chatbot again. So the first one, chatbot, this is very similar to ChatGPT. Initially, we also tried to take the ChatGPT's open API, which was free, but then it recently it has become paid. So then, when we realized it was paid, so we had to create our own API for this chatbot thing. So we used AI for doing so, and we created our own API wherein the student can interact with the chatbot and get his doubts cleared. What makes our chatbot unique is that there are the input and output of every conversation can be seen. In the sense, the history is always seen. So if at all the student has asked any kind of question to the chatbot, it is always available in the history. And then the second feature was webcam interviews. So these are very important. Like it was implemented with the help of OpenCV and TensorFlow, kind of computer vision applications to detect the confidence on students' face and detect his emotions too. So the student would be able to understand that whether he is communicating confidently or whether he is not, where he is lagging. And yeah, also if there is some kind of object blocking, that can be detected by the camera because the lighting is also detected. So if there is object block, that can be seen by this feature. Now, these are all the 5 6 features that are there on our app, and there's a lot of future scope too because it's in the development phase. And what we plan is to add a recommendation system majorly. Like this, everything on this app, but we also want to add a recommendation system wherein, based on the courses that he has completed or what kind of information the students provide, the quiz is generated automatically, or at least a feedback is generated that you have completed these courses. This is your score on the Power BI dashboard. This is where you need improvement, and these are the courses that you need to complete, or suggestions on the basis of his confidence in interviews. So these are some future scope that we would like to work on. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So bye bye, and then I would be explaining some other project in the new video.